Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on the first day of a brand new week, week 8, which means that today we get to pick a new location to go to and do all our sleep studies. But first, let's gather these sleep points. Got 10,553. And we can't do anything else, so let's just jump straight into this sleep research and hopefully get something interesting. Session 86. 8 hours, 24 minutes with a 99 sleep score. Looks to be pretty balanced to me. This 12%, 43, and 45% on the sleep types seems to be about right for what it has been giving me balanced, so I assume that's what we're going to get today. No, just enough to give us dozing. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't know if there's anything I'm really in need of behind dozing and Tau Paulo, but I will take it in a top belly sleep. I will never turn those down. 33 million with 7 spawns. Well, that was unexpected. That's pretty funny. That's so ridiculous. Oh, I love it. That's so good. So we got 6 that we already had, 2 Hound Hours, 2 Krogunk, a Gulpin, and an Ekans. And then of course we got this big old top belly Swalot. Oh man, 2,200 Dream Shards and 2,000 XP. There we go, we're back. Oh man, yeah, we're definitely sending that picture to everybody. So spoilers to those of you on my friends list. Oh, and it's hungry. Oh, Hound Hour's hungry too. Level 4 Hound Hour, bro. Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way I don't do this. It might be dumb. It might be for the lulz, but we're doing it. We're taking this big guy home with us. That's so funny. You know what? It's not a shiny. It's not really anything super special, but I'm happy. I'm happy to end the week with that. That was a good laugh. Of course we send that out. And you know what it is. Now we get to figure out if it's any good. So let's see where... There you are. Oh, and we got to rank 30 too. Great Biscuit, Dream Cluster, and a Helper Whistle. Which reminds me, I ended up not getting a Helper Whistle last night because after meals and berries and everything, I was like 30,000 away from Master, and a Helper Whistle was not gonna close that gap, so I just ended up not doing it. But level 16, let's go. Swalot is a skill specialist with double mushrooms. Let's go. Dream Shard Magnet, that's unfortunate. Worst main skill in the game, but we're still gonna see how good this is. Inventory up M, ingredient finder S, helping speed M, helping speed S with a lax nature, which is terrible for a skill specialist. Let's make sure we click total strength first and foremost. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, it starts off pretty nice at level 1 and then just goes downhill from there. But let's calculate it based on skill trigger value. Actually does worse. That is unfortunate, but still worth it. I'm still happy with how this turned out. I'll keep it. I will keep that. But now's the fun part. Now we get to decide where we want to go for next week, or this week. Area bonus at Taup Hollow is now 20%. Take care, Snorlax. Thanks for a great week of snoozy studies. Weekly summary, week 13. Yep, Ultra 5. I mean, we still increased our gains across the board, so that's good. I think at that point, that 20% bonus just pretty much makes Master a sure thing next time around. Overall grade B. 3 Handy Candy S. Why a B? I guess my sleep midpoint was pretty bad this week. And I had a couple days with short sleep, the 6 on Monday and Wednesday, 6 hours each. But it was like that a couple weeks ago when I got an S rating, so I don't think that's a huge impact. I think the sleep midpoint, like going to sleep around the same time and waking up around the same time every day, I think is actually more important than those couple of days where I'm just getting a short amount of sleep. But overall, a B. It's not bad. I'll take some handy candies. Those are always useful. So I've been thinking about where to go for this week for the good sleep day. And I asked you guys, you responded in the comments and gave me your opinions. I have considered that, and I believe that you guys were right that green grass is where we should go for this week. Currently it sits at a 30% area bonus. My highest, yeah, Master 6. So we should, I'm just noticing something. It said 366,000 at Taup to get Master 1. And 356,000 was my record at Master 6 on Greengrass. So I guess that means that each island has a different amount of strength needed to get to different levels. I didn't even notice that before. Can I click on that? Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, Master 1 is only 187,000 on Greengrass. Makes a lot of sense now how I was able to get to Master 6, and yet Master on Taup felt so difficult. But yeah, so we've got a 30% area bonus there. At the end of this week, we'll bump it up to 35%, which means that for Halloween week, we'll have a 35% bonus and possibly be, if we're lucky, possibly be well above Master 10. Not well above, but above. I mean, well above makes it sound like almost Master 20. I don't think that's possible. I think Master 10 might be possible by the end of the Halloween week, but we'll just have to see. And if we can get Master 10 for Halloween, then, or no, I was combining the two. If we can get to Master 7 or 8 by the end of this week and get the double drowsy power on Sunday, woo, that's gonna be nice. So, that said, Greengrass is where we're going to go. Oh, Hamtree is good. Piggies and Rost. Rost is actually not bad too, because my Spheal, which has some good sub skills, can bring in Rost. I have a good Dodrio and a pretty good Doduo, so we could really double up on the Pamtree berries. And then Figgy, we got plenty of those. So let's see. Actually, it's kind of nice to get a change of scenery too. I was so enveloped in the berries, I forgot to even look at what the recipe is for this Snorlax, or what kind of meals. One, oh, okay. It's like, man, just one berry, that's it. Yeah, there's our figgy berry guy. So let's see what we're, well, first off, let's check. Oh, we got some new news. We have some new news. Maintenance and bundles, so we got a bit to go through. Let's see. So, maintenance today, right? Today's the 23rd. Let me double check and make sure I'm telling you all the right information. Yes, today is the 23rd. So we've got maintenance today at 8 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. So if you normally go to bed during that time, just be aware of that. I think in the past they've shut down. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. Make sure you get your dinner in before maintenance shuts down. You can still log into the app and go to sleep, but you can't collect berries, can't collect research, or feed your Snorlax. So make sure that you feed them before. This is 8 p.m. my time. I'm sure it's going to be different for everybody. Just make sure you feed them before the maintenance period kicks in for your time zone. Then we've got game content changes. Changes to main skill cooking power up S so that it will not be activated when the pot's capacity has exceeded 200 through main skill boosts. Okay. Pot capacity can only be expanded up to a maximum of 200 through the main skill cooking power up. If the main skill cooking power up is triggered when the pot's capacity is at or above 200, a new pop-up will appear to explain that the main skill cooking power up will not or cannot be activated. Interesting. I did see, I can't remember if it was earlier last week or the week before, where some people were having issues where it was glitching out and messing up. So I wonder if that's just kind of a stopgap situation until they get the whole thing cleared up, or if that's just going to be the norm going forward. And then we've got changes to your sleep session pop-up that appears after sleep tracking so that it shows how much energy the Pokemon in your box recovered. That's good. So we can actually see what it is and not have to like go and try to take screenshots and go back and check. That's actually pretty good. Changes to Snorlax animations so that the Snorlax eats berries faster after the user presses the sleep button. Not that big a deal to me. I mean, it was a little long, but nothing that really got irritating in my opinion, but everybody's different. Maybe enough people were not happy with it. Changes to Snorlax animations so that if the user presses the sleep button while Snorlax is still eating, the animation can be skipped even if it includes Snorlax's rating going up. That's interesting. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's just a time save for people. Not a big deal for me, but maybe it is for other people. Changes to sleep consistency screen so that failed sleep tracking, otherwise known as tracking that stopped before the user pressed end sleep session, appears translucent. I don't know why that would be an issue to fix. Maybe one of you guys can tell me in the comments. I'm just kind of drawing a blank on that one, on what the purpose of that would be. Then we've got bug fixes. Fixes to a bug that caused the game to become unable to proceed if, after claiming a gift from the present box, a user tapped the back button on the lower left without pressing OK on the pop-up. Okay, so that was a problem that people were having. Good to know. At least they're going to fix it. Fixes to a bug that in some cases prevented Snorlax's strength up animation from displaying when a charge strength main skill was triggered on the home screen. Interesting. Never ran into that one, I don't think. And then fixes to a bug on the sleep research screen that prevented the correct amount of dream shards and research XP to be displayed at the top of the screen after a user tapped speed review, the camera button on the bottom right. Interesting. I mean, it's always good that they fix bugs. I don't think I've ever run into any of those, but I'm happy they're fixing them. Okay, specific to Android users, temporary fixes to a bug that in some cases prevented the app from linking to Google or Facebook from Android devices even if the user tried to link accounts. Good. I have seen people that have had issues with that. I saw a post a few days ago. Somebody seems to have lost their entire account because the linking didn't work properly and something happened to their phone where they just had to start completely over. Fixes to a bug that caused the app's background music to stop playing on Android devices if the user moved the app to the background while it was playing relaxing sounds from the sleep tracking screen and then reopened the app to stop sleep tracking. Never had an issue with that myself, but like I said, always good that they're fixing bugs. Others, changes to the order of profile icons to Pokédex entry order. Not that big a deal, just making it easier to sort through, I guess. Now, for the interesting stuff, we have the Good Sleep Day Bundles Volume 3, available October 26th through October 31st. So 11 p.m. October 26th to 11 p.m. October 31st. So Good Sleep Day Bundle Volume 3, 1,500 diamonds. 2 growth incense, 2 luck incense, 2 focus incense, and 9 great biscuits. I'm already thinking that's not worth it. Already, like that just seems a steep price for that. Like we know that great biscuits are typically 200 diamonds each, so yeah, that's 1,800 diamonds worth of great biscuits. But I don't know, like I'm just not drawn into this. Reading what's in it, maybe I'm missing something. You know, I'm sure for premium players this is a great deal, but from a free-to-play perspective, I'm not interested in this at all. I mean, growth incense, yeah, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't pay diamonds for it. Luck incense, same thing, I wouldn't pay diamonds for that. Focus incense is the only thing I might pay a little bit of diamonds for, but even that can come back to bite you. You got to be careful when raising your rank up, because that does make it harder. It does make the missions harder, so it's harder to get your incense at the end of the week, or you need to use more candies to get your free diamonds. So yeah, the only thing really interesting in this bundle is great biscuits, and I wouldn't pay 1,500 diamonds for 9 great biscuits. So that bundle doesn't really seem all that interesting to me. The Halloween bundles, we've already gone through these, but we do have amounts now. And so these will be available October 28th, 11 p.m. until November 5th at 10 p.m. So we've got the Halloween Bundle S, which has the Great Biscuit, Friend Incense, and 3 handy candies. Up to 3 available, so you can't buy more than 3. 250 diamonds. Essentially, the only good thing you're getting out of it is the 1 Great Biscuit, which is only worth 200 diamonds. So, not super thrilled with that one. Friend Incense is okay, but if you were to buy 2 bundles, you get 2 Friend Incenses, or you get a good camp ticket for 500 diamonds and get 7 Friend Incense. So, I don't really think that one's all that special. I would actually caution against buying that one at all. 600 diamonds for the Bundle M, which is 2 Great Biscuits, 6 Poke Biscuits, 1 Friend Incense, and 6 Handy Candy S. Only 1 available per user. And even that one, if it was 500 diamonds, that might not be that bad for the amount of biscuits you're getting. 600, it's not terrible. I don't immediately think no when I look at this. But again, I wouldn't do it personally with where my diamonds are at this point in the game. At this point in the game, like, good camp tickets, especially for a free-to-play player, good camp tickets are just so good. They're there's almost no reason to not buy a good camp ticket if you've got the diamonds when there's an event around. So, and then we've got the bundle large, 1,500 diamonds for 10 great biscuits, which is 2,000 diamonds on its own, 3 friend incense, and then handy candy S times 6 and M times 2. Yeah. Again, around that 1,200, 1,300 range, that might actually be a good deal. The problem is, friend incense, like I've said so many times, with a good camp ticket, it's just better to get a good camp ticket. And handy candies get given out so frequently in this game that having them in a bundle is not that big of an extra deal. Like, it's nice, but not really like, ooh, you know? So really, you're paying 1,500 diamonds for 10 great biscuits and a couple extra goodies. Around the 1,200 diamond range, I would be like, yeah, that's a pretty sweet deal. 1,500 diamonds, again, for me personally, not that big a deal. So unfortunately, at these diamond ranges, I'm gonna pass on all of them. I don't think I'm gonna take any of them. Yeah. Oh, big hit or mega hit is what they're called. I don't think I've ever seen that. So when you feed a biscuit and it does ×3, it's a big hit, or a mega hit if it instantly fills the bar. Didn't know that's what they were called. Good to know. Unfortunately, not really super thrilled about the bundles. Good that we know the prices now, though, so you can decide for yourself if the bundles are worth it for you, given your current situation in terms of diamonds and whether you're free or premium. We got 42 sleep reports. There's one. Just one today. All right. Got one link cable. Now let's figure out what we've got to cook. We're making curries and stews again, which works out because we have some ingredients left over. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get that going. And we may switch up. You know what? Let's just throw everything we've got in there because we may have to switch up the curry we're making this week based on the berries we're bringing. So 5,500? Oh, 6,000. I'll take that. That's even better. Pretty good start to the day. Oh, we're already almost basic too. That bar just instantly filled. I was waiting to see the tracking. Basic 3. So we just skipped basic 2 entirely. Or no. Yeah, we skipped basic 2 completely. So that's good. Okay, so we've got palm tree, figgies, and rost berries. So this video is running quite long already with all the news. That was unexpected. I was planning on going through team building today, but unfortunately I have a pressing appointment that I have to get to on time. So I think I'm actually going to call it there for today, and then we'll go through the team building tomorrow. I'll get this figured out in the meantime, and I will show up tomorrow with a new team, and we can go through, use calculator, see how well it's going to work out. So that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you stopping by and watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We are on day 2. Oh, we've got a new update. Anyway, we are on day 2 here on Greengrass Isle. I thought I had this update downloaded already from the maintenance last night, but apparently I missed a part. Download is complete. But yeah, we are on Greengrass. Sleep data found. Oh, I guess we're just going to jump straight into it today. Sleep report 87. 7 hours 54 minutes. Actually got some good sleep last night. 14 dozing, 37 snoozing, and 49 slumbering. So that could be either dozing or slumbering. Dozing type. All right. That's cool. I need another Bulbasaur. Let's see. 1.6? Yeah, 1.6 mil. Nothing too crazy today. Probably all sleep styles that we had already, but there is a Bulbasaur. So that's good. And a Chikorita, which I could use a better Bayleaf too. My Bayleaf is pretty good, but I could use a better one. All 4 sleep styles that we already had, which I kind of figured. That's all right. And nobody's hungry. That is unfortunate. Nobody's hungry and nobody has been fed before. But you know what? We do need this Bulbasaur. Let's go ahead and give it the bonus biscuit, and then when we see it later this week, we'll make sure we bring it home. Because I do want to save that great biscuit for possibly Saturday or Sunday during the good sleep day, and maybe even if we don't see anything then, may save that great biscuit for Halloween. So we'll just hold off there. Leaf twirling sleep. Let's see. Yeah, let's send out the Chikorita candy. I feel like the Chikorita line is actually a pretty good berry gatherer for whatever the berry is called that they bring in. Whatever that mossy looking berry is. 50 research XP? That's what I'm talking about. 93 sleep score. Oh, there we are. There's that energy in the box. So 5% is what everybody got in the box. So that's pretty good. Let's see. We click on information. Let's see what it tells us. All Pokemon in your box will recover energy equal to 5% of your sleep score. Oh, okay. So they don't get 5%. They get 5% of your sleep score. This does not apply to Pokemon currently on your team. Makes sense. If you're using a recovery instance, the amount recovered will be 10% of your sleep score. Good to know. And adjustments to energy recovery based on individual natures will be applied separately. Also good to know. Cool. I like that they gave us that breakdown, so now we actually know more about what is specifically happening. Let's see. Okay, so this just gives us the bonuses for individual Pokemon will be triggered separately. Pokemon subskill times 1.14. Cool. And what, just out of curiosity. Okay, so it's the same thing as the XP gained. Doesn't really tell us much. But we did get 106 XP for sleeping. Well, that's definitely a new high score. 23,938 sneaky snacking. We almost doubled, or no, we did double the strength that we had before. If you look right above it, 23,336 was the strength I was at last night. Let's see how we did that. Mainly Dodrio and Doduo. Interesting. Which is funny, because I tried to switch my team right before maintenance, and I thought I did. I thought I confirmed the team switch at like 7:58, But I guess it was a little too late. It didn't go through. But we are straight to grade 3. All right. Well, let's get our sleep points. Boop, boop, boop. There it is. 10,646. And then what mission did we finish? Great 1. Go ahead and get our dream shards. We need those. Oh, that's a good one. We need that Bulbasaur incense, so we'll definitely get that this week. Let's go ahead and get breakfast going, because I do want to go ahead and switch up the team to what I was trying to do. Because I actually was going to change up the recipe that we're making this week. I wanted to try something a little more complicated. So let's get breakfast out of the way and then we'll jump into the team composition. Yep, solar power curry. Throw in all those soybeans because we got plenty. We're gonna get even more with Dodrio. We're said to be more creative after a good night's sleep than if we'd stayed awake all night. $5,699. Gotta level up. Level 20 now on the solar powered curry. But we're gonna be switching. Does that put us at grade 4? Sure does. All right, so we have, okay, so we have a maintenance follow-up. Update contents, changes the main skill cooking power up, changes to your sleep session, Snorlax animations. Okay, so all the stuff they said the other day, bug fixes. Yeah, looks like, yep, just a recap of what we went over the other day. Maintenance complete. Thank you for playing. Thank you for your cooperation. So no new news, technically. And then 37 sleep reports. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Night Adder finally got to level 1. All right, so we got 4 level ups, 2 link cables. We are starting to stockpile quite the collection of link cables. All right. So let's jump into the team composition that I am planning to use this week, which is gonna be... Oh, okay. So what I was thinking about doing, this was the team that I'd originally thought to use for the solar power curry. However, what I realized was that we could potentially do the bulk up bean curry, and I was trying to switch before maintenance so that hopefully this morning I would have a ton of ingredients when I woke up and got to recording, but apparently that did not take effect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap out Doduo for Swablu, who actually is not cool, not in my box. So let's go get Swablu in the box. So we've got eggs, soybean, eggs. And this Swablu doesn't have the best skills, but it is a berry specialist with Pam tree berries. and brings in eggs. And we only need 4 eggs per bulk up bean curry. So I'm hoping that that is enough every 6 hours just to get that curry going. We may have to swap out for something else down the road. Where? Ingredient, there it is. We may have to swap out for something else if this isn't working out. But that is the plan for right now. And main skill chance down. Not really worried about that, so not with this one anyway. Yeah, so you can see the rating on it, not that great, but really all we need from this is palm tree berries and eggs. That's the one. Could not think of the word. So we've got that one added to the box. Let's select. And then I do have this Charmander at level 8, which I actually leveled it up to level 10 before the maintenance, but I guess that didn't take effect either. Let's go ahead and swap out the Swablu. Charmander's already here. So we're going to replace Diglett with our Charmander. And what we're going to do, this Charmander is actually, and then we can hit this button right here to save our team composition while we go back, pull up this Charmander. So this one is actually a pretty highly rated Charmander. It does drop off after level 30, but hopefully by that point we'll have a better one. But this is a much better rated Charmander than the Charmeleon that I have, which is just terrible. So that's why we're going to work on the Charmander while we have Spheal on the team, which has the Sleep XP bonus. And so I probably could have a much better team this week, but I really wanted to take this opportunity since we're back on green grass and it's a lot easier to hit master. I wanted to take this opportunity to level up some of these Pokemon that are lower level that will end up replacing some of our higher level ones. And then let's see, I drawn a blank on what we need for let's just go check right here actually. Where's it at? Bulk up bean curry. Oh, it doesn't tell us what we need. Or nope, does it? Yes, it does. I lied. So we need fiery herbs. So keeping the Gengar on the team makes perfect sense to me. It's already bringing in a decent amount of fiery herbs. So we've got soybeans. We'll get plenty of from Dodrio, and you bring in pure oil. That's right. But we should have plenty of soybeans from Dodrio. Get the sausage from the Charmander, fiery herbs from Gengar, and eggs from Swablu. But that also gives us 3 berry specialists on the team in Spheal, Dodrio, and Swablu to bring in hopefully plenty of berries for the week. So let's check for the weekly, and we can see it is actually quite a bit. We'll add this up and just kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. So I'm just adding up the numbers here for how much they're expected to bring in on berries alone, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen with ingredients. So that's why I try to just only do berries. So we've got 43,691 for Spheal, 72,683 for Dodrio, 38,120 for Swablu, 12,667 for Charmander, and 28,981 for Gengar, which is a grand total of 196,148 just in berries is what we're expected this week. Granted, going to be a little bit lower since we're already on day 2, so we need to drop a 1/7 of that off. But with how our sneaky snacking went last night, I don't think that's really much difference. It probably works out more in our favor this way. So yeah, with just 196,000, we're already well into Master 1 just on berries. So this shouldn't be a problem. This is a good opportunity with good sleep day at the end of the week to work on leveling up some of these lower level Pokemon that are really going to help a lot. And honestly, I may still switch out Dodrio for Doduo because the Doduo has... let me go ahead and pull these up real fast. You can see this is my Dodrio, which is pretty good. 93, 85, 89 for the ratings. But then I think the Doduo is actually better, if I remember correctly. There you are. In the long run, at level 50 and 60, the Doduo actually ends up being better. And then on top of that, go look at that Doduo because I don't even think this shows it. On top of being better and higher levels than the Dodrio, the Doduo gets berry finding at level 75, and this calculator only goes up to 60 at the moment. So my assumption is that once we get berry finding S at level 75, the rating would go even higher, possibly to 90, 92, somewhere around there. So that's why I may switch out Doduo. Still 50-50 on that. It may be worth keeping in Dodrio just for this week for how fast it is. But that's what the team looks like for now. I feel like it's going to be pretty solid, but I am going to have to see how it goes with the eggs and sausage and all that, just to see if we can get that bulk up bean curry going pretty consistently, which if we can, perfect. If it ends up not working out the way that I'm hoping, we may go ahead and switch back to that other team. But if that's the case, I'll let you guys know. But that's what we're looking at for this week. Master 1 should be pretty much in the bag. Gives us a good chance to level up some of our lower level Pokemon that need to catch up to replace some of the higher level ones we have. And we'll just have to see how things go. And hopefully by Sunday, maybe even be Master 4 or 5. So that would be really nice. But that's all I've got for today. Appreciate you clicking on the video and watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 3 here on Greengrass Isle for the Good Sleep Day week. We have 8,325 sneaky snacking while we slept. Hopefully we can get something interesting today. We're here to check up and see how the team is doing so far. Because we did switch up and substitute in some of our lower level Pokemon that are going to be better replacements in the long run. So hopefully it worked out. We got 92 sleep points. So we're at 10,738 total. And let's just go ahead and jump straight into this sleep research. Session 88. 7 hours and 50 minutes. A little shy of the 8.5, but more than I thought I was going to get with the time I went to sleep. And that is definitely a snoozing type sleep session. Yeah, went to bed pretty late last night. Once again, live streaming and things were getting kind of crazy. And before you know it, it's 2 a.m. 7.9 million drowsy power, though. That's pretty good. A lot better than what I thought I was going to do today when I went to sleep last night. And let's see if we got anything new. I think we're only 2 or 3 away from Snowdrop Tundra, but it looks like these are all sleep styles we had. Wobbuffet, Meowth, Persian, 2 Slowpokes, and a Flaffy. So some interesting stuff, but no new sleep styles, unfortunately. Let's see if anyone's hungry, at least. No? Nobody's hungry? Unfortunate. But given what we have here, I think we feed... Yeah, let's feed the slowpoke. Because I still need a better one with tails for ingredients. I have an okay one that has tails at level 30. But I would like to get one that has tails at level 30 and 60. Also with better sub skills. So we definitely need to catch more of those. Kind of. I kind of want to do it. Because since there are so many different options for Pokemon spawns on green grass, it's a little harder to expect to see the same Pokemon later in the week. So I think I want to go ahead and do this just to try to go ahead and take it home today. Oh, I missed. That was way harder than it should have been. Just don't be full. Okay, good. Good. Now, we have a new friend. And we're gonna wrap it up there. We are out of biscuits. Elegant sleep. You know, I don't know. I don't know which one of these is truly the most useful for the most people. You know what? Yeah, let's send out the Meowth candy. I feel like I remember someone telling me that Persian was pretty good later on. 370 XP, not a lot. 563 dream shards, also not a lot, but it is Wednesday. Now we've got a level 9 Slowpoke with quiet nature. So now it's time to figure out if it's any good. Let's see. Quiet nature. What ingredients? Well, we got tails at level 30 at least. Tails and tomatoes. Don't remember what the quiet nature is, but something's telling me it's not great. And these sub skills are not the best either. Yeah, it is a skill specialist. Which energy cheer is pretty good. Inventory up M. Nope, wrong one. Ingredient finder M. Then inventory up M. Skill trigger and helping speed. With quiet nature, ingredient finding is actually pretty decent if you're trying to bring in Slowpoke tails. This one's not terrible. Yeah, it's not bad. Kind of what I expected. Past 30, it kind of drops off. It kind of peaks around that 30 to 35 range. So, not terrible. Not great. That may actually be better than the one we have now. But if it is, it's kind of marginally better. But I'll have to look at the other one and compare the two later on, because one of them is going to the professor. But back into the thick of it, let's go ahead and claim our mission reward. And then collect these berries and candy. A lot of herbs, what I like to see. Frost berries. Unfortunately, even though Spheal does collect raspberries, it is kind of slow. I do like to see ingredient magnet triggered. Not a single egg. That's not good. And no eggs from that either. Unfortunately, I think Swablu is not helping as much as I had hoped. Oops. Yep, still no new news. Collect our research and then we'll go look at what ingredients we have, because I think that might be a problem. 40 reports. No level up. That's rare. Let's see. 1 egg and 98 ingredients. That is not a good place to be. We are killing it on these fiery herbs too. Let's see. Go ahead and sell a few of them. Yeah, let's sell 18. And then see if we can get a couple of eggs. We only need egg to show up 1 time. No eggs. Well, that is not good. Not good at all. So Swablu may not be working out as well as I had hoped. I think we'll give Swablu another day and see what happens. And we may be, if it doesn't start bringing in some eggs, we may have to swap that out for, I think it was Togepi I was using before that was doing pretty decent with eggs. Or maybe somebody else if I've got something better. But right now it looks like the best thing we can make is the Drought Katsu. Let's do that. Don't throw in the egg, but let's throw in this milk. And let's go ahead and knock out that 1 tomato, and we got plenty of oil. Because somehow, this feel, even though it's a berry specialist, is bringing in a pretty decent amount of oils. It's not Krogunk levels of oil, but not bad. And 5,735 on this curry is not bad either. It's not terribly far off of what I was getting on the bulk up curry. I think with that I was getting just shy of 7,000, so only 1,000 less. It's not awful. Doesn't quite put us to Ultra 3 yet, but we are doing pretty good for the week so far. And at this point, we're at 105,000. We need... I highly doubt I could hit Master 1 today. That's 82,000 away. I would like to try to hit Ultra 5 tonight. But it's a 50,000 gap. We would definitely need some extra tasty to pop off. Ultra 4, probably pretty reasonable, so hopefully we'll be Ultra 5 tomorrow morning. Realistically, probably Ultra 4. So we still are doing pretty well. And if need be, come Thursday or tomorrow, I guess, tomorrow or Friday, things are looking really dire. We can always switch in for a super strength focused team and just really knock out a lot of these Snorlax levels. But overall, not looking too bad. But that's what I've got for today, so appreciate you clicking on the video and watching. Make sure to give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone and welcome back. We are on day 4. It's Thursday, we're here on Greengrass Isle. Hopefully we got a little something special going on. Starting off with 5 diamonds, always fun. And actually, before I forget, well, first things first, 6,301 sneaky snacking. Always fun. And before I forget, this is actually something that someone pointed out to me in the comments. If you go not to the diamond shop, but if you go to the regular exchange or premium exchange, if you're a premium pass holder, and scroll down to the bottom, there's this little easy travel ticket for only 100 sleep points. Now, the easy travel ticket lets you switch up the island you're on outside of the normal first thing Monday morning time frame. So what you can do is, for Halloween week coming up, if you get on green grass and you don't have a good team set up for the favored berries or Snorlax's preferred recipes that for next week, you can use that easy travel ticket to re-roll and hopefully get a better set of favorite berries and or whatever recipe Snorlax is wanting for that week. So that can really help you optimize your ability to get a super high score for the Halloween week, which is going to be really fantastic trying to get the new Pokemon, which I don't think they've still announced yet. We're still just assuming Shuppet, but that easy travel ticket could help you to maximize your odds of getting a really good one. But like I said, I wanted to bring that to your attention before I forgot about it, because I actually did know about it a couple days ago and I just kept forgetting because it's down there at the bottom of the shop and I almost never go to the shop. But let's grab our 100 sleep points right back. So it's not like we lost anything at all. 10,438 sleep points is what we're at currently. And with all that, let's just jump straight into this sleep research and see if we got anything interesting. Session 89. 8 hours, 35 minutes. Almost exactly what we need. 12% dozing, 24% snoozing, and 64% slumbering. So I think we know exactly where this is going to go. Slumbering type. 20% more than usual. I was very tired last night. Can we break? Yep, we broke 10. Looks like 13.1 million, almost 2. Several 2 stars and only 1 star. I think that's the first time I've seen that many non 1 star sleep styles. Unfortunately, they're all 2 stars, so I probably have most of them, but maybe we'll get lucky and at least one will be new. Even though we'll be on green grass next week, I would like to have Snowdrop unlocked. Nope, all sleep styles that we already had. Let's see, we've got Pichu, Riolu, Spheal. I love me some Spheal. Geodude, Totodile. I also love Totodile. Another Magnemite, and Togepi. So all pretty interesting Pokemon. A bunch of them I wouldn't mind taking home. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of them will be hungry at least. Hey, there we go. Totodile's hungry. I love Totodile. He's actually, I was gonna say my favorite Gen 2 starter, but it really is Cyndaquil is my favorite Gen 2 starter. It's the one I picked when I was a kid, and it's too freaking cute. But Totodile has definitely grown on me over the years, and I love Totodile. I think Ash's Totodile from the anime really did a lot for my affection for it. But I love how he's just a happy, chompy boy. So we got the Totodile. Only have Great Biscuits. I still haven't caught a Magnemite. I thought I had. Huh. I mean, I kind of want to drop a Pokebiscuit on a Magnemite now, but I also need to save those sleep points. Hopefully we'll get a hungry Magnemite later this week. That would actually be really, really good. I didn't realize I hadn't caught one. Bitey sleep. And I do need, I'm gonna send out Magnemite candy. I do need a steel type, which I think Magnemite is classified as steel type in this game. So getting one of those in the next couple days would be very nice. Or maybe even a Magneton with the good sleep day coming up. 540 XP and 1200 Dream Shards. All right. Well, now that we've got a new friend, it is time to see how that new friend stacks up. We've got a level 8 Totodile. There we go. With sausage, oil, and sausage. Then we've got Helping Speed S, starting off pretty good. Skill level up S, not too bad. Inventory up S, always good. Skill trigger S, okay. And skill trigger M, also just kind of okay. With a quiet nature, which isn't the best for a berry specialist, but it's not bad. Could be worse. Well, let's just go total strength, since that's really what we would be using him for, is for berries. Yeah, it's kind of what I was afraid of. Kind of good once you unlock the helping speed, or actually, his rating is best at level 1, and it just is downhill from there. So I don't think I've rated my other Totodile yet, because I found this calculator way after I caught my other Totodile, and it hasn't been something I've really needed. So while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and compare with the other Totodile I had. So let's see. There it is. Inventory up S to start with. Ingredient Finder S, not fantastic. Research XP bonus. Helping Speed S. I think this one may actually not be as good. Unfortunately, I may not have a good Totodile at all, and the one we just caught may be the better of the two. Total strength. Yeah, the one I just caught is actually the better of the two, because it has helping speed at level 10 instead of inventory up at level 10. So that is kind of unfortunate. Just means we need to catch more Totodile, which is fine, because the more we catch, the closer we get to rank 10 for that guaranteed gold sub-skill. So that's perfectly fine with me. It would be nice to have a decent one in the meantime, which I guess I kind of do. Realistically, this guy's not getting much higher level before we hopefully find a better one. And in the meantime, we'll just stack up candies, and once we finally get a good one, we'll have all the resources we need to get it set up and ready to go. So we did have an interesting sleep research, got a new friend. Unfortunately, not the best, but that's all right. Next one will be better. Let's go ahead and collect these ingredients, which I'm hoping that... Come on. I was hoping for a skill trigger. As you can see, I did go ahead and swap out Swablu. And the reason I did that is I went on the calculator and rated both my Swablu and my Togepi based on... Actually, let me just show you. So one of the things that you can do for the calculation, let me go ahead and grab Togepi. You see, Togepi skill trigger value is what it's based on, because Togepi is a skill specialist, so the calculator defaults to skill trigger value. But we can click on ingredient count, and this will rate the Pokemon based on its ability to bring in ingredients. With this particular Togepi's sub-skills, it's actually pretty good early on, which is kind of where we're at in terms of bringing in ingredients. Now, it's not the best Pokemon that we could have for this, but it's not bad. And it's all because the level 10 sub-skill is Ingredient Finder M. So it's actually pretty solid in the early game. And since we have it, let's go ahead and evolve it to a Togetic, because it's only 20 candy. We can easily get that back, and it should hopefully drop the frequency down significantly. I'm hoping to get around 45-50 minutes after we evolve it, but let's see what it turns out to be. Togepi is evolving. There we go. Togepi evolved into Togetic. Now, I don't think that I will end up evolving this one to a Togekiss down the line. Let's see what we even need to do that. A shiny stone and 80 candies. Okay, so you can get a Togekiss pretty early on if you have the resources for it. So that's good to know. It did drop it down to 55 minutes and 44 seconds. So not quite that 45 to 50 range I was hoping for, but still significantly better than the hour and I think 4 minutes we had, or 14 minutes. So hopefully we can start getting a lot more eggs pretty frequently. I'm not even really worried about getting this thing to level 25 for the skill trigger M. Metronome is fun in the randomness, but not reliable for anything that great. Really, the only reason I have this Togetic now is just to bring in eggs until I can find something better. Because unfortunately, my best two egg gatherers were the Swablu and Togepi. I don't have an ingredient specialist that can bring in eggs at the moment. So we just have to make do with what we've got. So let's go ahead and jump into breakfast. And yep, we have enough for the bulk up bean curry. Definitely. Oh, see, yeah, we're only one egg away from being able to make it for lunch too. The soybeans are actually what's holding us back, and I'm not really sure if I need to fix that yet. I may need to swap out Graveler maybe for half a day or something, and just probably swap them out for Spheal, because Spheal isn't really doing much for us other than when we sleep. So I may need to bring in Graveler for today instead of Spheal. Let Graveler give us a ton of soybeans just to get us stocked up for a couple days, and then swap Spheal back in before I go to sleep, because he's really on the team for his XP gains. So that might be what we do. But with this bulk up bean curry, we did get 6,822 power, which should put us pretty close to Ultra 5, I think. Okay, so not as close as I thought, but only 6,000 away from Ultra 5. And with any luck today, we can hit Master 1, hopefully. Matter of fact, I think in order to hopefully guarantee that, because while Spheal does have the Rost berries that Snorlax favors, and it is a berry specialist, its frequency is just so low. And unfortunately, it can't evolve until level 24. So we got a ways to go before we can bring that down. And this is the main reason I have Spheal on the team, is for sleep XP bonus. And once I can get him, I'm actually going to get him to 25 before I evolve it. He'll be really good to give everybody a 5% reduction in their frequency. But for now, I'm going to swap him out with Golem and try to stock up on some soybeans. And Golem's frequency is a lot higher than Spheal, or a lot lower, I should say, by a solid 40 minutes. So he's almost twice, or he's about twice as fast as Spheal, with an ingredient specialist of soybeans and citrus berries, which are pretty decent. But even though Rost berries are favored, I think the amount of citrus berries Golem will bring in will make up for not being favored over the Rost berries. So this will probably be a pretty good switch. We'll see how it plays out by the end of the day, and I'll swap them back out before I go to sleep. It does mean we probably need an energy pillow for Golem at some point this week. But if I can stock up enough soybeans, I may not need to swap Golem back in, but we'll kind of see how it goes, kind of play that one by ear. But for now, I think that's a solid plan that will hopefully guarantee we get Master today, and set us up for the weekend, which is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's what I've got for today. I appreciate you coming by, watching the video. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and if you really want to help out the channel, share it with your friends and let them know that we're some pretty cool guys over here. But that said, I hope you guys take care, and until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 5. It's Friday here on Greengrass Isle, starting off with 10 honey from going to bed on time like we're supposed to, with 10,442 sneaky snacking. Oh, little sneak peek into what I was doing yesterday. So that is good to know. Kind of interesting. We had 2 that were both 441. But this puts us at Master 1. And what a great way to start Friday off. So we are pretty good to go for this weekend. Let's see how we did. He gets so big. I really hope there are further levels to Snorlax's growth. I think it'd be really funny if even zoomed out, he fills most of the screen, even out to like here. I think that'd be pretty funny just to see him get even bigger. But maybe that's just me being stupid with my weird sense of humor. But we got 95 sleep points last night. Puts us at 10,533. And let's jump into this sleep report and see what Ultra 5 did for us. We're on session 90. 8 hours and 6 minutes of sleep. 12:55. I didn't think it was that late by the time I got to sleep, but I did lay there for a little while. Didn't think it was quite an hour, but all right, I'll take that. 57% snoozing, so pretty sure that's what we're getting today. Sure enough. And let's see if we can break 17 million today. That should be pretty easy. Just barely. 17,058,000. Quite a few 2-star sleeps. Unfortunately, no 3 or 4 stars. I kind of feel like at this point that's what we need to get anything new. But who knows? Maybe with the wide spawn pool of Greengrass, maybe we still got some new 1 or 2 stars. And it looks like we did. Let's see. We've got Rattata, Eevee, Slowpoke, Diglett, and Mareep. I almost said Flaffy. So we did get 2 new sleeps then. I wonder who we got. Oh, Togetic, all right. Upright Flutter Sleep with the leaf on its nose. This might have been the first Togetic sleep style I found. I don't think I've seen it before. Oh no, I did see it once before. Must have been a long time ago. I don't remember that. Let's see what else we got. Slowbro Sleep. Okay, this one I'm pretty sure is brand new. A drooling sleep Slowbro. He is just out of there. It's not new. That's the second one I've gotten. Huh. My memory is that bad. I don't remember getting Togetic or Slowbro before. The Togetic's hungry. Go figure after we evolved one yesterday. Oh man. So there's the rattata we fed earlier. Oh, and apparently I fed the slow bro last time I saw it too. Well, that's kind of a tough call. So we could... What do we do? This is actually kind of an interesting situation. I'm not really sure. I really feel like the slow bro could potentially be a far more beneficial catch than Togetic. Because while it would be nice to get a Togetic and at a higher level than the one that I have, the one I have is actually pretty decent for what I use it for. I know it's a skill specialist, but I really use it to bring in eggs, and it's got some good sub skills to help bring in eggs as it levels up. So I'm not entirely sure that I want to worry about a Togetic at this point. Meanwhile, the Slowpoke that I have is not the best. It's okay. But getting a slow bro that's already evolved, so it's going to have a much better frequency, especially if it has double tails, because that's the one thing I'm missing from my Slowpoke is double tails. So if we could get this and get double tail ingredients, that would be really good. That's 3. What can I do? Yeah, I honestly think it's worth spending some sleep points to try to take this home if I can. Don't think it's going to be possible unless we get, what did they call it? A big hit or a mega hit, I think, is what they called it. But yeah, even if we get a big... it's full, so we can't even take it home anyway. I was going to say, even if we got a big hit on the next Pokebiscuit, there's no guarantee that it would... or not that there isn't a guarantee. A big hit wouldn't have filled it anyway. We'd have to get a mega hit. But unfortunately, we didn't get to take it home with us today, but it's in a pretty good place to where it's almost guaranteed that we take it home next time. And let's go ahead and send out that Slowpoke candy. I really like that sleep. That's pretty funny. He's just drooling all over the place. But we should get some good XP. Yeah, 748 and 1,400 dream shards, which we are not hurting for dream shards at the moment, and I don't think we will be anytime soon. But we did finally. Yes, this is what I was wanting to do. My goal was to get to this rank, 150 styles found by the end of next week. Since we have to be on green grass next week, we did get 100 diamonds, ingredient ticket, and some more handy candy. But yeah, since we have to be on green grass for Halloween, I was just wanting to get Snowdrop unlocked for the week after. I think I have a somewhat decent team for Snowdrop, so that's probably what we're going to be doing after Halloween. Snowdrop Tundra is known for its constant snowfall that piles up and drifts. You can really feel the silence there. I bet it's home to some ice types that you haven't seen before. Your next goal will be to register 190 sleep styles in your decks, so give this new area a visit and make some fresh discoveries. In the meantime, I'll get back to searching out more new ways to propel your studies forward. Which actually brings up an interesting question that I have. What is the next island gonna be? And when are we gonna get it? Oh, a good camp ticket. That's always nice. I know it's almost certainly not gonna happen, but if we could get that good camp ticket before we go to Snowdrop Tundra, good way to start out our first week on Snowdrop, especially since we're not gonna have the island bonus to help us out. So I definitely would not mind a good camp ticket there. Let's see, still no new news. Yep, we have read all that before. Let's collect our sleep reports. 42 of them. Very nice. Level 4. Level 3. Nice. Got 2 levels. A link cable and 2 ingredient ticket S's. You may have noticed in yesterday's video, I forgot to collect my sleep reports on screen. But I did collect it when I logged in for lunch, and we got our first level 5 friend. Let's see if I can find them real quick. I wish that you could sort by rank and or activity. 1, because then it'd be easier to find that person that's level 5, and 2, it would be easier to see who is inactive and who you need to remove from your friends list. Like this one right here, Titus Stitch. They are no longer active, or seemingly no longer active at only rank 15. Where did they go? I was looking for that rank 5. But yeah, it would be easier to sort by who is actually inactive. And there we go. Alakadabra, rank 5. So finally hit my first rank 5 with somebody yesterday and got, I think it's 2 handy candy smalls is what you get for rank 5, if I recall correctly. But that was a little side tangent, so let's move on with what we're here for today. Select our ingredients and berries. And Gengar has actually been helping immensely with his skill triggers, with really pumping up this Snorlax while we've had the less than optimal team going. Ooh, Metronome. Actually, Metronome triggered yesterday, and the team recovered 7 energy. That's really good, actually. Yeah, Metronome triggered yesterday and got Charge Strength M was my roll. So that was really good, too. All right, let's get this breakfast going. Choose a recipe. So we're going for the bulk up bean curry, which is at level 22. This thing, it's actually getting up there. And I'm trying to, as best I can, stock up some more ingredients because I plan on using a good camp ticket for the Halloween event. I did see someone in the comments, we got 6,878 on this bulk up bean curry, but somebody in the comments a few days ago was saying that in theory, if you wanted to, you could use your good camp ticket on Sunday, and then you would get it for that ×2 sleep day, since Sunday is the middle of the good sleep event. So you would get your good camp ticket for the day that it's the ×2 drowsy power bonus, and then have it for 6 of the 7 days for the Halloween event, which isn't a bad idea. I definitely could see a reason to do that. Me personally, being on green grass, I don't think I'm going to do it because green grass is already going to be pretty high up there anyway, and I kind of want to save the good camp ticket so that I have it for Sunday of the Halloween event. But just know that it is something you could do if you wanted. So if you think that's going to work out better for you, by all means, feel free to do that and let me know how it works out. But I think I will be using my good camp ticket starting on Monday so that I have it for the end of the Halloween week. So we are almost halfway through Master 1 already. And a couple of things I wanted to bring up about my team. For one, you can see that Charmander is named 77%. And the reason I did that is I went through last night and put all of my Pokemon into the calculator. And I was trying to name them based on the percentage, like this Bulbasaur here, based on the percentage that hold on. I wanted to name them based on the level that they were rated the highest. So for example, this Bulbasaur at level 1 is rated at 69%, but that's the highest it ever got rated across level 1, 10, 25, 30, 50, and 60. So every other rating was lower. With Charmander, it rated 77% at level 30. So I was trying to name it 77%, level 30. Well, let me do it. Don't know why. So then I got the idea. All right, well, let's just name it 70 or hold on. Let's name it 30, 77%. Won't let me do it. I've tried several different combinations of 30 and 77%. Every single one of them it rejects. Don't know why. It's clearly not that it has to be alphanumeric, because Bulbasaur has a percentage and a slash in its name. So I don't know what the deal is. If you can figure it out, please let me know, because it doesn't make any sense to me. But the reason I bring this up is because I wanted to try to start naming these in ways that made more sense. That it was easier for me to look at them at a glance and have their rating on hand, rather than having to always refer back to the calculator every time I wanted to figure it out. So what I want to do is for all of us to get together in the comments and try to come up with the most succinct and efficient way to nickname our Pokemon, so that we can have a better idea of what they're good at and where they're good in terms of their ratings at which levels at a glance. So if you have a really good way that you have been naming your Pokemon, share that with us. If you can come up with a really good way, share that with us. Let's try to come up with something that will really benefit everybody, that we can all use. So that's what I want to do today. The best idea I had was the highest rating and at what level. Clearly that's not going to work with the current system. So I'm going to have to come up with something better. I'm trying to think of something, but right now I am drawing a blank. But moving on, I'm thinking that now that it's Friday, Good Sleep Day starts tomorrow, I may switch the team out for an end of the week super grind and really focus on the favorite berries and cooking as much as possible, just to try to really grind out as much sleep power or Snorlax power as I can for the next couple of days. Now that we've kind of leveled up some of these lower level Pokemon a bit, maybe switching in Butterfree and bringing in some of my really high earners to just really power through the rest of the weekend. So there may be a switch up of the team tomorrow. Not 100% sure if I'm going to do that just yet, but that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it'll be helpful for you as well if you're not already running your most optimal team. Maybe think about doing it for the sleep day. But that said, that is all I've got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 6. It is Saturday. You might be able to tell that this audio is not lining up to the movement of my lips. Had a bit of an issue this morning where my microphone driver just decided it did not want to wake up today. So the original audio was very stuttery and not great. So this is actually a post commentary that I'm re-recording just to make it sound a lot better for you guys, because I don't want to subject you to what it was before. But I'm just talking here about a recap on the Good Sleep Day event, which is starting tonight. So be sure you're ready for that. Have your incenses ready. Now is a great time for the next 3 days to use a few incense: the focus, the growth, the luck, and there's one more, but you guys know what it is. Same as last Good Sleep Day. And we've also got the bonus sleep points that I completely forgot that we get. So we get 2,000 free sleep points over this weekend. So moving on, we had 16,373 sneaky snacking, which is not a high score, but it is second highest I've gotten on sneaky snacking by quite a lot. And then we got 100 sleep points last night. And you can see I did swap out the team. I don't have my top tier Pokemon. They're not all like my top number 5 or top 5, I should say, but they are some of the best Pokemon that I have in terms of RP. The idea now is for the rest of the weekend to just kind of power through and grind out as much strength as we can from berries. We are at 10,483 sleep points now. And let's just jump into this sleep research. Hopefully get something interesting, which is kind of funny to say now in a post commentary because I already know what happens. But this is session 91, got 8 hours and 58 minutes of sleep. Actually overslept about 30 minutes, so it would have been exactly 8.5 hours. We got 14% dozing, 49% snoozing, and 37% slumbering. Which is, with slumbering being as low as it is, it looked like a dozing, which was my initial guess, and that's what we ended up getting, was dozing type. And we're gonna hit 23.6 million drowsy power, which should mean that come Sunday night with the ×2, we should easily break 50 million. I'm actually kind of hopeful that we'll be able to break 60 million on Sunday. I don't think that's impossible given the team that we have. They are some of the best berry gatherers that I have, and especially the Marowak, which has a favored berry. So we shouldn't have any issues with that. But this sleep research, we did get a lot of stuff we had before: a Metapod, Caterpie, 2 Ghastlies, a Primeape, and a Bellsprout. And then we got 2 new sleep styles. Got a Haunter with a floaty gas sleep. Which only leaves me with one more sleep style for Haunter to find. And I'm not sure if we have a top belly sleep for Haunter or not. Probably not, because I think the floating one, or the Pokemon that levitate, don't have a top belly sleep. But we also got a air sitting sleep style for Butterfree, which is the first sleep style I've found for Butterfree. So we have a brand new first today. And unfortunately, nobody's hungry. So it kind of put us in a tight spot with nobody being hungry, but we have already started working on this Haunter. And with Halloween coming up next week and the Ghastly line supposed to be spawning quite frequently, we should be pretty set on taking the Haunter home. If we don't get it again in the next 2 days, we'll for sure get it next week, and we'll definitely bring that home with us. So we are all set for Halloween. Only thing that would have been better is if we had worked on those Ghastlies to get those set up and ready to go, but we shouldn't have any issues. We are going to go ahead and send out the Butterfree photo to give everybody some Caterpie candy, because Butterfree seems to be pretty useful in the early to mid game. It's pretty quick. It has ingredient gathering magnet, or ingredient magnet, so a pretty solid Pokemon for most people to have in the early to mid game. And that little bit of sneaky snacking we just got was enough to push us into Master 3. And the goal is to try to be Master 4 by the end of the day. The further I can be along towards Master 5, the better. But we do need to get about 33,000 strength to get from Master 3 to 4, which is not unreasonable. That's fairly doable with the new team we have now. We have no new news. But we did get a medal for doing sleep research with a team above 4,700 RP, which gives us a moonstone. So if you have a Clefairy or a Jigglypuff that you want to evolve, I'm pretty sure both of them need a moonstone. That is how you get a free one. Have your team be above 4,700 RP. And you only got to do it once, so you could do it on a Monday or a Tuesday when it's early in the week and you're not really worried about grinding out a whole lot just yet. And that way you just power up a solid team, get them above 4,700, conduct research with them, and then swap them out for the better team later on. And really, you could have a decent team put together, swap them out for the 4,700 right before you go to sleep, and then swap back to a better team after you wake up, if you really want to do it that way. But we did get 41 new sleep reports. And didn't level up with anybody. So let's gather these berries and ingredients. One skill trigger. And a ton of those favored figgy berries. Got 34 of them and they're giving us 146 strength each, so that's pretty good. Got another skill trigger. Both of those really good to get early on in the day. A third skill trigger. 6 free ingredients. I'll take that. Never gonna turn it down. 3 for 4. No skill trigger there. That would have been a good one. But we did get a skill trigger on Gengar. So 4 out of 5 is not bad. It's a pretty good way to start the day. And now we can just get into making breakfast. So at this point, since I've swapped out the team for more focused on berry gathering, I'm not really going to be able to do the bulk up bean curry that we've been trying to do all week. So I will be doing solar power tomato curry when I have the ingredients for it, and then falling back on the mild honey curry. We do lose a bit of strength in the cooking process by doing so. But I think even with just the mild honey, we only lose about 1,500 strength from cooking that over the bulk up curry. So even if we only did the honey curry, the amount that we're losing per meal is more than made up for by the amount that we are gaining over the course of the day by having the more focused berry gatherers at this point. And we did get 6,237 with the solar power curry, which I don't even think we were getting 7,000 with the bulk up curry yet. So it's actually not that far off in terms of the difference in strength from the solar power to the bulk up. So as long as we can get solar power more often than not, we're actually not really losing much of anything at all in the swap to the more berry focused team. And we did get a new medal from cooking. So we got a medal for cooking for Snorlax 220 times, which got us 900 dream shards, which I will never be upset about. We do have an overabundance of dream shards right now, but it's better to stock up more while we can. But we spoke yesterday about the different naming conventions and strategies for Pokemon so that we could get a better idea of what their strengths were and their rating progression over time. I did get a few comments that gave me a couple of ideas. I tried them and unfortunately they didn't work either. Here I'm gonna try a couple of the ones I received in the comments, and then I'm also going to try a couple of different variations. It does seem like specifically the numbers 77 and 30 are just not viable in any combination for some reason. So we've got 30/77, doesn't work. We had 77/30, doesn't work. 77, the words at, or the letters AT for at level 30 still doesn't work. This was one of the suggestions from the comments. 77, the at sign, and 30. The at sign just seems to not be acceptable in any name. Even if you just did at 30 without the 77, it wouldn't work. So then I had an idea this morning to name the Pokemon in a way that would signify what their specialty was, and then give 3 of the ratings across their levels. And the idea was to take level 10, level 25, and level 50, since those were the levels that the subskills unlock. So with Charmander, I ultimately decided to calculate its ratings based on ingredient count. Since it's an ingredient specialist, I'm more concerned with how many ingredients I can get out of it in a set amount of time. So I wanted to name it ING for ingredient, and then 74, 66, 56 for the level 10, the level 25, and the level 50 rating. Actually, no, it was 74, 66, 45 for basing it on the ingredient count. And this Charmander does not have the best sub-skills, but it does end up being better than the Charmeleon I had by a long shot. So we're going to try ING 74/66/45. And this I actually thought was an ingenious strategy when I thought about it this morning. I was like, yeah, that's a really good thing, because then you can see what its specialty is, you know what you're getting out of it, and you can get an idea of its strength progression over the levels and get a good idea of what its path is going to be. But nope, still can't use that combination of numbers. So then I tried a different way, using the same kind of methodology where it's, you know, we take the slashes out and just do ING 74, 66, 45. Still no luck. So then I thought maybe it's the letter combination ING. So let's just do I for ingredients with the numbers. Still doesn't work. Which doesn't make sense, because when you look at other Pokemon, it did allow me to name 69% at level 1 or slash level 1. Slashes are clearly okay, numbers are clearly okay, even some symbols are okay. it seems to be some random combination of numbers that it just doesn't like for some reason. It lets me name it ING. Lets me name it 74. Lets me name it 66. Lets me name it 45. So I can do all of the numbers separately. So let's try 74 and 66. No dice. Okay. What about 74 and 66 with no slash? Still nothing. 6645, no luck. Still no luck there. So, don't know why it will not allow this combination of numbers for some reason. I tried every combination of the three numbers and it just tells me no. So I am not really sure what to do here. I am hoping that, I know that this may take a little bit of time, but I'm hoping that together we can come up with a valid solution. And this was another solution I thought, is maybe if numbers won't work, maybe we just convert those numbers into letter grades. And this was with just going back to grade school and taking the 74 would be a C and anything below 70 would be an F, but that's a bit broad and it doesn't really give us the proper idea of what we're looking for, of being precise. So I then had the idea, maybe we need to just come up with our own letter grading system and figure out a range. Maybe 90 to 100 is an S, 80 to 90 would be an, or not 80 to 90, 70 to 90 would be an A, 50 to 70 would be a B, 30 to 50 would be a C, and then 0 to 30 would be an F. Maybe we could do that, but I kind of still don't like how imprecise it is. I really like the idea of 0 to 100 to just give you that more of a pinpoint accuracy of the strength of the Pokemon. But that may not be possible given how the game is responding to these different combinations of numbers. But I'm hoping that, like I said, together we can figure out a better solution that will allow us to get a Pokemon's nickname to where we can see at a glance, this is what their specialty is. This is how their rating progresses over time, so that when you get a new Pokemon, you can rate it, name it, and then go into your box and you can see right there in your box exactly how they compare to each other without having to always go back to the calculator and recalculate the old Pokemon to compare them to the new ones. But with that said, that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you clicking on the video and watching it. Be sure to like it if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone. We are back on day 6 and the first day of the Good Sleep Day event for this month. I did see, 20 diamonds, I'll take that. I did get the little sneak peek that I got 100 sleep points today. Keep getting interrupted by pop-ups that catch my attention, but 14,365 sneaky snacking is fantastic. And there's another pop-up. Drowsy power times 2, so that'll be for tonight. So tomorrow morning we'll have drowsy power times 2 on that video, but for today we've got drowsy power times 1.5. We have 600 sleep points, 500 of them for free, which puts us at 11,083. So we're doing pretty good there. And then we jump straight into this sleep research because I'm very curious what we got as a Master 4. I was able to just barely get into Master 4 before I went to sleep last night, and we are on session 92. The Master 4 with times 1.5 drowsy power Let's see. 9 hours, 20 minutes. Slept a little longer than I thought I did. I thought I got up at 9. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the clock. So let's see. We hit, I think, 23 million yesterday. So times 1.5. I'm hoping we break 40 today. So let's see if we can at least break 40, but probably 38 conservatively. Man, I slept hard, but that looks pretty balanced. 14% dozing, 43 snoozing and slumbering. That might actually be a balance type, which would be really good for today. Yeah, dozing. I thought the balance banner was yellow, but it's dozing. I mean, dozing is fine too, because we hardly ever get that, so. All right, let's see, moment of truth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah. Oh, okay, we got 40. Well, we got a lot more than I thought. 45,164,000. And that's funny. Like, it looks bad because I have all 1 and 2 stars and just 1 4-star. But I know why. It's because we have a lot of stuff that just got unlocked with Master Rank 4. So it's probably a few of those that are 1-star. Some of the higher tier. We should have quite a few. Well, that's an old one. And it's still funny to me. So that's 2 old ones. I saw that. All right. Okay, so we got 7 old ones. We've got a Swalot, a Krogunk, a Gulpin, Psyduck, Haunter, Ekans, and a top belly Swalot. It still leaves us with 1 new sleep style. So what? All right, we're back. Game crashed, which it's been a while since we've had a crash. But apparently it's just tech issue weekend. Yesterday we had mic issues. Today the game's crashing. Who knows what tomorrow will bring. All right, let's see. Pinsir. That's brand new. Fearless sleep. I really hope that thing's hungry. There we go. There it is. It's one of my favorite shinies too. I really like that shiny. And level 6, so we're doing pretty good. I am for sure buying where's it at? I am buying a Poke Biscuit. And I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in right now. There it is. All right. Now hopefully he's got some good stats. Well, there's our Haunter again. But actually, you know what? Pretty sure a Great Biscuit is 3 hearts, right? Let me double check. Don't tell me. I don't want you to tell me that. I'm pretty sure a Great Biscuit is 3 hearts. Which means, Huh. See, now I'm kind of thinking of 2 different strategies at this point. Either I give the Haunter the Great Biscuit and hopefully it's enough, but I could always buy another Poke Biscuit if it's not. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then we give the Pinsir the bonus biscuit and hope we get a mega hit. Okay, good. Yeah, Great Biscuits are 3. For some reason I was thinking they were 2. So there's 2 locked in. And then we get our bonus biscuit. And we absolutely... Do we? Or do we use the Master Ball? Could buy another one. But I think that's kind of a waste. For a level 1, I don't think that's really worth using the Master Ball just yet. I think we just give it the +3. We may see it again tomorrow and Monday. And unfortunately, we just have to leave the pincer behind today, I think. But we did get 2. We did get 2 new Pokemon, so... And a shiny, which is fantastic. So that's shiny number 3, I believe. And we definitely show it off. Y'all are getting Kroga candy today. I'm showing off. Did we rank up? 2,689. We definitely ranked up. There's another Pokebiscuit and an energy pillow. I don't like buying them, but they're good to have on hand. And 3,587 shards. All right, y'all know what time it is. Progunk, my guy. Level 8. All right. Bashful Nature. I don't remember if that one's any good or not. Let's see. Ingredient Specialist, that's right. And Pure Oil. I kind of like that. I like that it's all oil because then you know for sure what you're getting. These skills look okay. If it does turn out to be kind of decent, it would take some, where's skill level up? There it is. It would take some serious seed investment to really get this thing to be in a good place. Bashful, no effect. That's kind of okay. It does have a very low frequency. That's kind of not a good thing. Let's start with total strength and let's see what we got. 62% at level 1, 53% at level 30. Yeah, so it looks like it kind of drops off in total strength around level 30. And then for ingredient count, yeah, kind of the same thing. It's really best around 25 and 30, which makes sense because it's ×5 oil at level 30. So, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think this is still better than the one I had. Check ingredient strength because that was the default. So ingredient strength actually rates it quite a bit higher. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and we'll put this one in the box. And that is level 8. And then let's pull up the other one. So for ingredient strength, 70% at level 30. Yeah, it looks like 60 to 70 is the best it's gonna do. Let's pull up the other one, which is gonna be a bit higher, but it is rated quite a bit higher on ingredient strength. At level 30, it's only 50. So yeah, it is better than what I had. So that's good. We'll definitely swap it in whenever we get a chance to. Actually, if we get recipes that call for oil, next week would be a great time to switch it in. So that's pretty good. Happy with that one then. Shiny we can actually use. And then now, level 15, Sassy Haunter. All right. Let's see. All herbs. Kind of not what I would want with a Haunter. I would prefer herbs and then double mushrooms. But not terrible. We've got... usually when you click on a new Pokemon, it resets all of this. Ingredient Finder S, Skill Level Up M, which is pretty decent. Skill Trigger S, Inventory Up S, and Helping Speed S. So also not great on the sub skills. But where's Sassy? There it is. but it is pretty good if we wanted to throw it on just for more skill triggers. The ingredient strength is 80 at level 10 because of the ingredient finder, which makes sense. And it just goes down from there, but really doesn't drop off until after level 30. So that's not that terrible. Let's look at total strength. Yeah. Total strength that drops off after level 10. Skill trigger value, let's check that out. Yeah. That's kind of what I expected. The skill trigger value is very high, so this would definitely be something that if we did hold on to it, would keep around just to try to proc the main skill as much as possible. But as far as an ingredient gatherer, it's not looking too great. I'm not even sure it's better than what we have already. Probably not, considering what we have is already level 30, 31, something like that. So quite a significant amount of investment has been put into this guy. And I don't even think I've updated his level yet. Actually, maybe it is better. No, I don't know. I'll have to double check that later. I'm not gonna sit here and go through everything. Cool. So pretty good start to the Good Sleep Day event this week. I pleasantly surprised with what we got and ended up seeing a pincer for the first time, so hopefully we'll get to see him quite a few times over this weekend and next week. But let's go ahead and collect all of these ingredients and berries and candies. Always good. I will take an extra 16 energy at the start of the day. There we go. Do it again. 14 energy. I am full on ingredients. That's not good, but let's collect this sleep research or reports from the research community. Got 41 of them. So I seem to be consistently getting about 41 sleep reports every day. Oh, level 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 level 4s and a level 3. So that's 6 ingredient ticket S's and a link cable. But yeah, like I was saying, I seem to be getting pretty consistently 41 sleep reports a day. So it seems like I have 8 friends that are inactive that I need to go and remove. So we'll definitely be having some space to add new friends soon. And also you can see I did spend some diamonds to increase my ingredient storage, and it's not enough with this team. We still don't have the eggs or sausage for bulk up, but that's fine. We can do the solar power tomato curry. That has actually been giving us some pretty great returns. I'm gonna drop this ginger. Oh. Today is Sunday. I forgot today was Sunday. I don't know how that slipped my mind. This is actually day 7. I said day 6. Man, I am losing it. All right. So now we have a pretty healthy curry. Hopefully we can get an extra tasty. Now would be a great time for extra tasty. Yeah, we're already at 6,000 just for the main dish. Nope, no extra tasty, but we did get 10,294 on that one. So that puts us at Master 5 for sure, which I think we already hit with the berries. And currently Master 6 is my my record at Greengrass, so definitely gonna be trying to push past that and see if I can get to Master 7, but 7 more that we could find now. even better. See how much we need to get to 6. Only 21,000, that's not that bad. If we can get plenty of ingredients, which we got all those tickets, so no reason we shouldn't be able to, then we can for sure hit Master 6. That shouldn't be a problem. Question is, can we make it to Master 7? Typically what I do, if it doesn't look like, on Sunday night, if it doesn't look like I can hit the next rank, I just won't even make dinner, and I will save the ingredients so that we can start off the next week pretty strong. So if that's the case, if it's time to go to bed tonight and I am only like 10-20% into Master 6 and there's no way I'm hitting Master 7, I'm not even gonna cook. So hopefully we can hit Master 7. I would like to do that because I want to see what that'll give us tomorrow with the ×2 drowsy power, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Right now we're doing pretty good. Master 5 for sure, Master 6 tomorrow. But that said, that's all I've got for you today. I appreciate you coming around, being here for the shiny that we got today. Fantastic news. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later dudes.